This is Life Transformation Radio. Prepare to engage. Seatbelt activated. Download initiated. Your quantum journey of transformation begins in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Life Transformation Radio. Hi, I'm Rob Axis, best-selling author of The Law of Action, voice actor, business mindset coach, the podcast whisperer, and Mr. Action himself. Life Transformation Radio is heard in over 90 countries. Thank you for joining us from all around the world. Whether this is your first time joining us or you've been listening to Life Transformation Radio for some time, I want to personally thank you. Here at Life Transformation Radio, we are committed to share more about real life, love, the power of positivity, romance, and of course, laughter. We care about helping others find their internal drive and purpose. We celebrate life's challenges and overcoming them. On this show, my guests are amazing people who are forces for good in the world around them and live a life of transformation. My guest today does just that. Today, Sanjeev Verma and I discuss the power of karma and how to use it to transform your life. So if you want to know what karma is, where it lives, how it comes to fruition, and learn how to be karmically, okay, you have to tell me how to say that. Karmically, okay. Oh my God, I must be paying for something. How to be karmic correct rather than politically correct so you can live your higher purpose. This is the show for you. Sanjeev Verma is a well-being and karma coach, Vedic astrologer, and meditation master. Sanjeev's awakenings into the secrets of cosmic oneness brought him to a new understanding of our connection with the celestial bodies and sound vibrations of the universe. He's been helping people understand how planets, stars, and other elements of the universe are part of the matrix of our own karma and impact our destinies. Over the years, he's felt a deep desire to create substantial tools to help people in resolving their issues and break out of their karmic limitations, heal at all levels of mind, body, and spirit, and live their lives to the fullest while serving their higher purpose. Sanjeev, welcome to Life Transformation Radio.
Thanks for having me on here, Rob. It's my pleasure. Looking forward to it. Thank you.
I love it. I love it. So, people talk a lot about karma. Karma's going to get you. Karma this, karma that. I've only thought of it as a negative thing. And that's interesting. So I just can't believe that just right this second, I was today years old, where karmic, I think subconsciously I knew about good karma, but I always thought of like the bad karma, so to avoid the bad karma. So today's going to be an interesting show. So I'm so glad to have you here today.
Yeah, so first of all, karma is just not negative or something bad. It is good and bad both. Karma is in many different forms. There are some karmas which are done through intention. Some are happening. There's some karma you have no control over. And so just to give you an example, that we are sitting here, we are breathing, and karma of the body is taking place right now. And it's happening in the nature of the body, that we are breathing in, and with the breathing in, probably we are just unknowingly killing many bacteria or many some small little I would say bacteria or even viruses getting into us in this given moment. So we are doing this unknowingly. It is just a karma happening in the scheme of nature, and in the ecosystem, things are happening. Everything is just sort of happening out there. But what happens is when we put an intention in motion through an action very targeted towards a goal and give it our energy, it becomes a complete karma. Now, if this intention is positive, then the outcome is positive. end of the day, the whole cause and effect and come back of the cause to you is a positive one. But if we have an intention which is negative in nature and we put it in motion through an action targeted towards maybe hurting somebody and give our energy to it, then it becomes a complete karma of negative nature. And then, of course, that comes back to you. So I think karma is something which is at some level, it is your intention, and then at some level your action, and then some level it's your reaction. So many a times it's a reaction happening in the nature of something, starting from there and then turning into an action. And I'll give you an example. So suppose you're thirsty, and that's the nature of the body. So what you're going to do, you're going to take an action to drink water. How you're going to source the water? To source the water, what direction you're going to take? Are you going to take it from a tap? Are you going to take it from a bottle? Are you going to buy it? Suppose you buy it, then how you have made that money is again another action within that chain of reaction of you drinking water.
Wow.
Because your body is asking for and is thirsty. So what happens really is that something rises in the nature of things and we react to it. So somebody does something to you and create an environment of anger, then the nature of your body and mind and whole mechanism is to react to it in an anger form. And anger is normally something which is a survival skill we are born with.
Right.
So essentially how we react, that triggers the karma. And then it turns into an action. So reaction is one part, intention is another part, and then the third part is the things are happening which we don't even notice. Like I gave you an example of breathing.
Right.
So when you're breathing, you just don't even pay attention that through the breathing there might have been some sort of unknown violence happening in the environment. So, but it's part of the nature. So essentially,
is karma like? I mean, they talk about having a social credit score. China's doing the social credit score. Is karma somewhat like the universal social credit score?
So I would say it's like not something universal credit score kind of a thing. It is more like, I would say, okay, so each and every single action we take and each and every single thought we have,
right,
it all has a vibration to it. These vibrations, they have their own individual frequencies, and same frequencies, they always connect. So if you can ever have any thought possibly, or any intention possibly, or any action you are going to possibly take, it already exists in the universal mind as a vibrational field, or as a vibrational wave, or as a vibrational frequency. So you are going to go and connect with that, and that does not know the difference between good and bad. So how the mechanism works is
that's interesting. If it doesn't know the difference between good and bad, okay, I'm interested about that.
Yeah. So what happens really is like it is like our subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind does not know the difference between good and bad, right and wrong. It does not discriminate. It's just like say an audio recording. So recording equipment has got nothing to do with what we are recording on it, good or bad or right or wrong, or even in a video camera. Right. It just records. It does not judge. So subconscious records it, and it records everything as it is without judging it. But it goes into your subconscious mind as a vibration. and it has a frequency of its own. Now, this subconscious mind of yours and the subconscious mind of the universe, they are connected through these vibrational fields and through these vibrational frequencies. So if it's a negative frequency, then it's going to go and connect with the negative frequency because that's the nature of the frequency. Same sounds like 2.4 gigahertz is going to connect with the 2.4 gigahertz only. It's not going to connect with 3.4. So it is the same frequencies will connect only. There's no other way. So when it goes and connects with the same frequency in the universe, and if this frequency is of negative in nature, then it's going to bring in a negative experience in your life because you are the field of the experience. Your body is the field of experience here, and this is where you're going to feel it. So it connects. As soon as it connects with that, the experience starts to take place with you. So there is no judgment to it. Nobody is judging you. There is nobody sitting there and writing a record that, okay, this guy did bad or this guy did good.
It's funny because you think it's almost like a scoring system. I'm finding this really, really fascinating. So what I've always thought, people go, hey, karma's, you hear this all the time, karma's going to get you. So for example, I'll just give you an example. And you talked about thinking. So I had a business partner and she decided that she wanted to take over the company, and she did some shady stuff, and she, wiped me out of a good, 5 figures of money that was rightfully mine, crashed the company, started it again, and now I'm not involved in it. And now she's prospering. So people are like, so I'll be honest with you, I had bad thoughts about her. And then I corrected those bad thoughts because I try to live in flow, and I tried to live, I work very hard to live in very pure life, and I don't like friction. And so I just let it go. I was going to sue her and I let it go. And I will say that my life is really becoming extraordinary by not focusing on that. And so a lot of people have said, hey, she does this to a lot of people. Karma's going to get her. And I said, okay, well, I'm not karma, so I'm not responsible for that. But, I don't want any ill will for her.
So let me explain this to you. Very good scenario you have given here. So say why it happened to you, why she came in your life, why she was your partner, and why this whole thing had to happen, and why you were on the receiving end. And as you're saying, you were on the righteous side of it, and she was not. So why all this happened, really? And why you? So there is a reason which is beyond. The reason, see, the soul's journey is not just this lifetime. This lifetime is your, I would say, in a way, your physical body, physical name, physical identity is all your ID card.
Right.
But the soul is carrying the experience of its journey from many lifetimes. And in this lifetime, who she has come in your life and what she's balancing with you, or what you are balancing with her, is somewhere back in that subconscious mind where it was residing, and now it has come to fruition point in this lifetime as that experience, and you have lived it. So the best way to break loose out of that cycle, because say your intention was to go sue her, destroy her, go after her, take revenge, give her bad name, and set your intention of destroying her reputation and all that.
That's exactly. So just so you know, that's exactly what was on my mind, because she was a very dear friend, and it really hurt me. And I will tell you, the day that I let it all go and wished her no ill will, just let things happen as they're going to happen, and I moved on with my life, my whole life shifted. It was amazing.
That's the best thing you could do. That's the best thing you could do, because you didn't create another cycle of karma with her. It came to an end at that point. So the best thing is not to take action in a situation like that, and forgive that person unconditionally and totally.
Okay.
Thank that person. That person had come in your life and balanced something. And then there is one more thing, and this is going to surprise you. Ask for forgiveness. Now you're going to say that, okay, she did all this to me and I'm going to ask for forgiveness? Why? So you're going to ask for forgiveness is because you might have done something wrong to her at some point of time in your soul's journey. Time and space, we don't know when. Okay. So she came back, she balanced it. And if you want to have a total closure on that karmic cycle of this journey,
I do,
with that specific person, you have to ask for forgiveness, forgive that person, and close the chapter totally.
Love it.
And with your acceptance, you're going to feel a shift within. And this is what you are describing, that this is the shift you felt right away, that you didn't take any action, you made peace with yourself, and you let her go. You didn't put any intentions of negativity to destroy her, and you didn't create another cycle, because this cycle continues. Then again, she would come back in your life in some shape, form, and is going to be again going through another cycle of it. Maybe this time she will be on the receiving end. Maybe you will be on the receiving end. We just don't know really who has put out what in that frequency field. And whenever that frequency field comes to fruition, it is totally inevitable. It is going to happen. But how you navigate that, or how you stay above that or lower, below that, or is just you yourself is an example that you didn't take any intentional action to do anything negative. You might have been bitter. You might have been, you had trust issues after that. You might have been sad. You might have been broken. You might have had major setback in life financially. But remember this, it was your time to receive this and balance it. And once it's done, it's just like, okay, there's a seed of a weed in your farm, in your subconscious mind farm. And now it has come to that weed experience. And now you have dealt with that weed. Now you have pulled it out of that field, and it is gone, it is done. What you're going to put in there now, because you have a space.
Right. So well, check this out. Yeah. So check this out. This is amazing. So this is the full circle that has happened with this, in that I was building a war chest with an attorney. So I was putting money together. I'm like, all right, because you want to have it to do a lawsuit. It takes money. So I'm like, all right, so I'm moving money over and putting it in what I called my war chest. And as soon as I let her go, I had my war chest. And within 24 hours, here's the coolest thing of the beauty of this, of letting it go, is that within 24 hours, I was in a financial position because I had that extra money already sitting there to purchase Life Transformation Radio, which is what we're on right now. So that happened within 24 hours. And the impact that Life Transformation Radio has had on so many people's lives by the messages that I've been able to bring to people, including this show, and also Robert Farthing, who's in the audience right now of the show that's going to air today. He has with the shamanic journey that has far outweighed any negative that I could think or want. And it just proved to me that karma, and that's why I got so excited when I met you, is that, wow, karma is so powerful. And I want people to understand that it's real. And it's not just something people say, oh, karma's going to get you, but you have a responsibility in how you go through life. And I just love that. So that's what happened. Right. So I let it go, and I was able to took the money from the my war chest and then other assets and purchased Life Transformation Radio. And I wouldn't have had it, but I was saving money for this big fight. And then I decided I don't want to fight. And look what happened. Like that's such a beautiful thing that the universe does for you when you are pure of heart.
Exactly.
I think that's really it, pure of heart.
100%. So really what happens is that, many a time we come across people, those who are very good people, and suddenly we find out they have done something bad, and you can't even believe that this person has done this.
Yeah.
We feel that, oh, how come, this person could do this, See, what happens is that we have all sorts of possible seeds within us of different negative exposures we ever had. So you come across on media very bad news, and you feel that, okay, such and such person did such and such bad, action, and I wish I was there, and if this guy ever meets me, I'm going to beat him down. You're reacting to it because you heard something, and now the seed is within you. Now suppose this guy who you always thought of, okay, I would have really hammered him, suddenly come across. Now without even thinking, you will just probably attack him or do something very aggressive or little aggressive, but you will do something because it is growing in you as a seed. It is now growing, and this is the opportunity suddenly you see as in front of you, and you take that action. Now, once you have taken that action, this action again is going to have another reaction and its consequences, and there is a chain of it, and there is no end to it then it's going to take its journey. You can't stop it there then, So when there is a thought seed coming in us about anything, and I want to tell you something, the most purest people, even the monks, can have the worst possible thoughts passing through their mind. They just ignore it. They have the art of recognizing it and ignoring it. But if we don't know how to do that and we hang on to it, then it is going to, whenever that same kind of thought is going to come again and again, is going to be growing in us, Right. So essentially what happens is that any thought goes into us, it starts to grow in us if we give it energy, we give it attention, if we give it power, and one day it can turn into an action. Because now you're reacting to that.
Right.
And then it turns into that action, and then it cannot be stopped. Now it is in motion. It will go. It is going to go into its own journey, because now it is going to go into this whole vibrational field where you cannot reach and pull it back. Now it is going to have its consequences. It's going to come back full circle, good or bad, whichever way it is. So we are really a bundle of opposites. We have good and bad, right and wrong, everything within us. But our subconscious mind does not recognize it. Our conscious mind recognizes it, and our discerning intellect recognizes it. And these two factors tell us what we can choose, what we cannot choose. So really the choice is that if you recognize a thought which is negative in nature and you ignore it, that's your choice. You have a positive thought in your mind and you put it in action, is your choice. This is where we have choices.
Right. Okay, so one of the things, I'm a really chill driver, and I see other people that are not chill drivers. I have a few friends like that, and they do the road rage thing. And so I didn't know how immersed in karma actually was as hearing you talk, and I'm thinking of my life, and I'm like, wow. So if someone cuts me off, and I just got done doing a 2,400-mile trip with my daughter from the East Coast to Arizona in a moving truck and a 100-pound Mastiff with my 22-year-old daughter. And to say that people were crazy on the road, some of these 18-wheelers and some of these people, it was quite crazy. But the thing is that I was thinking, they cut me off or whatever, and I just I just blessed them and let them go on with their day. And because I just have felt that when you go after someone, the karma, and this, I don't know if this is how it works, but this is what my mind thought was, a lot of people will chase people down when they cut them off or whatever, and they want to do that. Well, you're putting other people's lives at risk when you do that.
Big time.
And so I'm thinking you're really affecting your karmic joy or karmic abundance, positive karma by not just going after this person, all that negative energy, but also all of the lives or other things that you're connecting to, that you're impacting in a universal spiritual way. Am I accurate in that?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll give you an example. So his mind is like this. You're standing on the crossroads and there is traffic coming and going. So there is, say, a garbage truck is coming. Say negative thoughts or negative experiences or negative scenarios or negative things happening. So, and there is a Ferrari car going, and then there is somebody on the bicycle and somebody on a motorcycle, and somebody is a pedestrian, somebody is jogging. So you're just standing, watching people coming, going, there's all sorts of traffic. Now, you literally have got nothing to do with that traffic. You're standing on the crossroad here. You're just observing everything. But suppose you wave at this garbage truck. It's going to wave back at you.
Right.
So you chose to wave at a negative thought or negative situation of maybe somebody who cut you off. You waved at this person. Now this person is going to wave back at you. Now you are attracting something in your life now. Now you're calling in that. If you have ignored it, it's going to go its own path, its own journey. It's not going to stop. Now, if there's a Ferrari going, and that's it's a very positive thought or positive situation or positive something, and you wave at it, it's also going to wave back at you. So again, you have a choice which one you want to wave at, which one you don't want to wave, or you don't want to wave at all because you've got nothing to do with any one of that, So what you did was exactly the thing you were supposed to do in the right perspective. So you avoided a chain of karma, totally avoided it. And you just kind of didn't wave back at it. And you allowed it to go its own way and its path and its journey. And that's we can really apply everywhere in our lives. We all know that what's good, what's bad, what's right, what's not. But it's our choice which one we are going to wave at and attract it into our lives. And intention is the biggest thing. What kind of intention we have.
Absolutely.
Is my intention to hurt somebody, or is my intention to help someone, or is my intention to stay detached? And that's going to determine it. It is going to determine our future. Another thing which appears as a karma in our lives, which is a different way of karma manifesting. So say something bad happened to you in the past. Say you had a very bad breakup and your heart was broken and you went into this really bad place with that whole experience of having that person in your life, a very negative person, for example. Now, you are in this space now after 5 years. And you are brooding over that again and again, and your memory is going back in that again and again. You're going constantly to that, this happened to me, and you're playing that victim within, and somehow you are connecting with that misery again and again. What you are really doing is, this is the only time available. This moment is alive. In this moment, whole universe is here. You are here. You are in alignment of the consciousness. This moment, you are not only living, but creating your future also. Past is dead. What we were doing just 5 minutes back, we will never ever do it again.
Right.
So time is like flowing water in which you cannot take dip in the same water or same time back again ever. It's impossible. So time is just flowing. And you are bringing something which is dead from your past into now, giving it now's energy, and you're creating a future in now. What you're going to do? You're going to create the experience back again in your future. May not be with the same person, but you are creating a karmic cycle of having similar experiences again and again in your life. So a lot of people say that, why I attract these same kind of person in my life.
Right.
All the time, these kind of experiences happen to me. Why I have these conniving people coming in my life? Because you are hanging on to the conniving people in your mind frame, and your subconscious does not know that. It just knows the quality of it, and whatever it is, it takes it as it is. You give it energy, it is going to come back in your life. You can't do that. That's another cycle of karma we create.
All right. So how does someone, if they're listening right now, how does someone who has really been pushing the boundaries of karma and really holding on to a lot of stuff, how can they correct the karma they currently have?
Yeah. So I say they have to do a few things. First of all, they have to forgive. Whatever their past is, they have to forgive themselves. They have to forgive the other person or the events came in their lives through whoever. Forgive your whole past, known, unknown.
Now, when you're saying that, you're not saying to go directly to the person, say, I forgive you. You're forgiving them in your heart. Is that right?
Exactly. You can go and say somebody, hey, I'm sorry, but you don't mean it deep down and still hate that person doesn't mean anything then.
Right.
Because your vibrational field is...
It reminded me when you're a kid and they go, all right, tell them you're sorry and you love them and shake hands and it's okay after you've been fighting, when you're 10 or 11, you're 5 or 6 years old and your boys, come on. And just like, okay, we're friends now. I hate you.
Yeah. And because your vibrational field is of hate, and that's what you're going to carry. Right. And that's going to deplete your whole energy and frequency, and you're going to have that hateful experiences in your life because that's where you are. And that's what you're going to connect with. So you are sad, then you become more sad, and you get downhill and spiral just because of one reason. Because you are accumulating that same frequency more and more. That energy is becoming more and more stronger. And that energy is going to take you down. But the beauty of your own inner core is that it recognizes that you are enjoying the misery deep down inside.
Whoa.
And you really want to break loose out of it, but you're enjoying it in some sense.
Because it makes them feel like they're getting attention. Like I know people that have a lot of drama in their life, they like that. Poor you. Oh, poor you.
Yeah, exactly. And they just don't feel that they can be any other way. It becomes such a deep down part of them that they don't feel that they can be otherwise. So they totally believe that this is what belongs to them or they belong to. But it's not the truth.
Wow.
So if you tell them you're enjoying your misery, they will get upset that what are you talking about? But the deep down, their identification becomes that, I'm a sad person, I'm a miserable person, I'm this, that, whatever. And they live that identity, which is very unfortunate. So I also another way you can create karma is I'll give you another example. But before that, let me explain this. Coming back to that question, that how do you break that? So first thing is that you need to forgive the whole past, knowingly, unknowingly, whatever you have done to anybody or anybody has done to you has to be gone. It's all to be forgiven. And it's to be forgiven for your own sake, not for the other person's sake. It is for your own freedom from the karma. Secondly, you have to let go the thought. Like I was just giving you that example that something happened to you in the past. Despite giving this forgiveness, you may still hold on to that experience.
Right.
You have forgiven somebody, but you're holding on to the experience. So I want to give you this example relating to you, Rob. when you started to tell me that you had this experience of this partner of yours, you haven't let it go. That's why you are still having that, though you have forgiven her, though you have moved away from her, everything, but you didn't let go completely. That's why you brought it up. Okay. So you have to let it go also. Her thought, her whole thing, that she did this, she did this, she did this, doesn't matter. All gone. Let go that. So that let go, that means you're not connecting back to your past. And you would never, ever repeat that same experience in future, because that's gone, that's buried, that's dead, that's gone totally. So you have cremated that in a way, letting go it completely.
Right. Well, the one thing to say about that, so just one thing to say about that. So in my personal life, completely let go. In the context of this podcast, I find it incredibly transformative in that there was a negative, and then because of these actions, there became a very big positive, which allowed me to purchase this radio show. So that's how I share it. Like it's amazing. It took a long time, but I can feel like it's like almost a zero now on a VU meter of a movement of a meter of a connection to her. Like
wonderful.
That's great. Not even an issue.
Then you have let go on that part.
Okay, it wasn't easy.
So it wasn't that reference.
It wasn't easy. It was very difficult. And
it is not easy, yeah.
And the cool thing is, I don't even need to go into detail of why it was difficult. And that's what really excites me, because I have let it go, and I just bless her and wish her well. That's it.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And then another way is to accept the reality of something. So when you are in now and you are in total acceptance of the reality of whatever has happened and what may happen and what's happening, if you accept that totally, unconditionally, then again you break loose out of it. You are in your power then, right there and then.
Love it.
Accepting is very, very important. Now, at some point, if you are really, really hurting and really not able to help yourself because you are really down there in that place, you really need a hand, you should take a helping hand of either some spiritual journey, there are many different tools, like one of the tools Robert was talking about.
Oh yeah.
Is this bed, the music, the sound and everything. I have also created one app which is based on your own sound frequencies. So what I found out during this whole work is that every human being is born anywhere from actually 108 sound frequencies within our zone. But 6 to 10 of those, they influence them the most. And these represent different aspects of their lives. So if you know that sound, if you know that frequency, you connect with it and you meditate on it, or you use it as a mantra, it raises your frequency in that particular aspect of your life and create harmony, alignment in that area. And it makes you connect with the same frequency. As I said, you're vibrating on a higher frequency now. It's going to connect with you with the higher frequency in the universe and going to bring in a higher quality experience in that particular aspect of your life. And so what I was saying is that you need to take help of or support of some things which are proven to be healing. So deep down that happens, then it starts to go into your cellular memory and takes it, heals it there also. And it is really, really very, very positive. And as you become purer, as you become positive, as you get healed, as you let go, as you dissolve that whole past and energy and you forgive, you are bound to. There's absolutely no other way. You are bound to raise your bar of vibrations. When you are there, the experiences you're going to have in life are at that scale, not on a very low scale. So one more thing I wanted to say about the karma created, and I'll give you an example. So say, you're there, Rob?
Yeah, I'm here. We're going to wrap things up. So I just wanted to say, wow. And wow.
So let me give you a quick example.
Okay, give me a quick example.
Very quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so you're walking on the street. There's a guy walking in front of you. He drops his wallet. What you're going to do?
I'm going to give it to them back.
You say, hey, and he doesn't say anything. He doesn't say, thanks, Rob, nothing. He just puts the wallet in his pocket and he moves on. What you will say?
I'm totally okay with that because I've lost my wallet before and I know the pleasure that he's getting because it's terrible to lose your wallet. It's just horrific to lose your wallet.
Wonderful. But I want to tell you, most of the people won't feel that way. They would feel like, oh, he didn't even say thanks. That's ridiculous. What a thankless person. But essentially, up until that point, everything was happening in the scheme of the universe. He was in front of you. There was no fluke. You were behind him. He dropped the wallet. Your nature was to pick it up and give it to him. Your nature was not to pocket it.
Right.
His nature was not to say thanks to you, but he just moved on. But the moment you think, he didn't even say thanks. Now everything was happening, but you turned it into a karma through your ego. And this karma is negative, though your action was very positive.
What a fun way to live. I love this. And hey, by the way, Sanjeev's app is ananta.app. So www.ananta.app. You can reach Sanjeev at powerofkarma.com. And Sanjeev, thank you so much for being here today. And I got to tell you, you got to come back because I want to get into the astrology, the Vedic astrologer about you. So we'll talk about more of that on another show. But thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
It was a pleasure talking to you and had to hear what you had to say about your journey. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And
you're
thank you.
You're an awesome person.
Yeah. Oh, you're an awesome person. Yeah. I love your couch. And that's an inside joke between me and Sanjeev. But thank you for your support and taking the time out of your precious and busy day to listen to Life Transformation Radio. We so appreciate it. Thank you for allowing me, along with my very special guests, to touch your heart, move your soul, and inspire you to live a life of transformation. I'm Rob Actis. Until next time.
This is Life Transformation Radio. Download complete.